Today, marketers, and I think you've touched on a little bit of this, are overwhelmed by channels and data and noise and all the options they have, and they have a lot of reporting to do back to the CFO, which you
Yes.
mentioned earlier. How is Blue Alpha simplifying decisions while increasing performance? And maybe you even have an example for us of how some of your current clients are doing
Yeah.
this and making their lives easier.
So the simplification is, and that's what we do during our onboarding process, is like understanding what is your objective that you want to achieve, right? And that objective can be, I have a certain ROI threshold that I need to hit for every single campaign, and we need to drive more sales, right? And like that is the metric that every single decision that you take is based on. And then with the power of AI, give you the tools to just say, hey, write me a report for my CEO, right? Or like for my stakeholders that what happened last week based on sales and which was the main contributors in terms of channels. And it takes 30 seconds and then done. So, and then this is the simplification of, we're not just always looking at clicks, views and impressions, unique visitors, whatnot. It's like my CEO or my CFO cares about sales. We want to grow the company, right? And I'm sticking with sales for now. It can be book demos, it can be number of leads. It doesn't really, like whatever, there's one metric that everyone looks at is using this as a base, and everything that the marketing team does or every single marketing activity is then tied to that metric, right? Which already simplifies everything. And it also helps with the communication, and communication is huge. In every single company is like, if you don't communicate the same language like your finance team or the CEO, things will break, right? And by having this one overview that combines everything, one metric, which is tied to what your CEO or like whatever your leadership team wants to see, already helps the marketing team incredibly, and then also simplifies the entire process and builds credibility, because now it says like, okay, we launched this new CTV campaign, and I can actually tell you I drove 1,000 more orders, like great, and then it's not even a discussion about it anymore, but we got 1 million, for example, views, clicks and impressions. That is, I think, a secondary step for the marketing team within them, which then they can start to use that information of like, okay, we drove 1,000 orders, we had 1 million views, what is that conversion rate? Like, can we start to optimize this? But that stays within the marketing team, and it's not just becoming a justification of like to the CEO, for example, or like the finance team, because the finance team ultimately cares about, and the CEO is how many new orders did we get, how many book demos, and how we're growing the business.
Right. And you mentioned something as simple as reporting and translating the data into business outcomes. That's a huge step forward for marketing leadership. I mean, they get so many data inputs on a daily basis. To be able to translate that into business outcomes is a significant step. There's no doubt about it.
Having AI accessible at your fingertips that you just click on and say like, write me the summary, done. And then I didn't like the sentence, change it, copy paste it, send it over, right? Yeah.
Fantastic.